I'm Danny Wallace, and this is Be Inspired. Be Inspired is a safe place to have conversations that matter. We bring the very best speakers to you, and also the very best in edutainment, where we entertain and educate at the same time. This event is for businesses that are ready to get gloriously uncomfortable as we show up, wise up, and rise up together.
Everyone has really got each other's backs.
What Danny's created, second to none. Nobody else is doing this.
I've cried or had, several aha moments in every one of the talks today.
Be Inspired is genuinely one of the most amazing things that I've ever done.
They have made me feel part of the community.
But everybody has just seemed to embrace me, and people talk to me like they've known me for years.
It's been really nice meeting different people, and everybody's just been so lovely.
This isn't an event for women, it's for people in business, and that energy and that inclusivity is being reflected throughout.
There's nowhere else where you'd ever feel so held and so safe and so looked after and so loved.
I feel like there's something for everybody to hear.
But what really differentiates this event is there is a huge element of love.
I've met people that I would never otherwise have perhaps connected with in business from loads of different walks of life.
There is so much that big brands and corporates can learn from the flexibility and the tenacity and the energy of young and startup businesses. Similarly, there is so much that small and startup businesses can learn from big brands, and it's my job to pull everybody together.
The ways I feel supported by Be Inspired, and in particular the Fly Anyway Foundation, is it's given me hope that I can actually achieve the visions that I have for myself in the future, such as having my own community interest company and actually having the business aid to make that happen.
You're talking about such amazing things that help you as a person and as a business in a way that doesn't feel gross.
The foundation's been amazing because it's hooked me up with people I never would have known about. I'm just off to this perfect start. From humble beginnings, where we were struggling to sell like 75 tickets, we are now selling out time and time again. Over 250 delegates, all energized, engaged, hungry for growth, entrepreneurs wanted to show up, wise up and rise up. We are putting Be Inspired on the map here in the northwest of England as the place to come and collaborate, to network, to listen, to grow, to learn, and then to take action, as well as enjoying the journey together. We want you to come and get involved. Whether you are a part of the audience or indeed becoming one of our exhibitors or sponsors, this is definitely something you do not want to miss.
Good morning, you sexy lot. How are you doing? Welcome to the show at Rise Up Show with me, your host, Danny Wallace. I hope you're feeling good this morning. Let me know in the comments if you're watching along today, either live or on the replay. You're not going to want to miss the next 20 or so minutes with me and my friend and guest this morning on the show at Rise Up Show. We're going to be talking about all things sales. So as you know, the way that the show works is that on a Monday, we set our intentions together. We started the week with a bang. I was feeling the energy, and that played out over the course of the day. And it just goes to show that when you are entering into your work week and your work day with the right headspace, in the right headspace, having looked after yourself, having got the right amount of sleep, having a plan for what you're going to smash out that day, the day tends to, aside of the odd curveball, the day tends to pan out like you kind of want it to, which is whatever we're doing, we're either winning or we're learning. And that is exactly how the rest of that day, and indeed yesterday, panned out. So today is Wise Up Wednesday. Today is where I try to get as many incredible human beings in front of you as possible to talk about their area of expertise, but their area of expertise in a way that can help you either within your personal lives or within your businesses. And this morning, we're talking about business. We're talking about the thing that a lot of you lot come back to me time and time again and tell me that you are petrified of. So I've made sure that I've gone out into the UK particularly, to go and find some of the best people when it comes to sales. And my guest this morning is one of the best people when it comes to sales. So not only are we going to be having a chat with him this morning, he's also going to be one of our VIP guest speakers at Be Inspired. Please welcome to the show this morning, Matthew Elwell. Good morning.
Morning all. How are we
Good
doing?
morning. How are you, my darling? Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. What an amazing morning to be alive.
It is an amazing morning to be alive. Do you know, it's funny. I used to work as a blue coat in Pontins, Matt. And if you've got kids around, you cover their ears. But I used to be one of the characters. And Barney the dinosaur was one of the characters that we had to kind of get inside and perform as. I'm going somewhere with this, stay with me. And would sing a song. It's a great day, a beautiful day, the kind of day that makes me want to say, I'm glad that I'm alive, I'm happy to be me. And it feels like one of those mornings, babe.
It's one of them mornings.
So Matt, welcome to the show. Let's get into it, because I know we don't have you very long this morning. We've got Matt till 10. And I want to share as much as I possibly can about him with you whilst we've got him. So Matt, tell us a little bit about yourself.
What do you want to know?
What's your name and where'd you come from? I feel like silly.
Where do I come from? I'm from England's second city, the great city of Birmingham.
Birmingham. So tell us, so we had a couple of conversations. We met through the fantastic Nick James of Expert Empires, who then introduced me to you. And I was having a look at your work and the work that you do within the sales space and supporting businesses to really get hold of their sales is a major part of what it is that you do, to massive and great effect with the businesses that you work with. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, of course. Thank you for asking. And I think, firstly, thank you for having me here. I love the idea of showing up, wising up, and rising up. And I think, look, I just am a massive believer. I'm from a small to medium-sized enterprise background, small family business. Used to work selling tiles and bathrooms in a small village in the south of Birmingham, a leafy hamlet. And our company was based on customer service. It was based on making sure that we were able to give people a really nice experience when they're buying tiles and bathrooms, and making sure there was good human-to-human interaction, because it was a really competitive space, as most businesses are. So, I've always believed that sales and doing business is, firstly, the quickest way to grow your company. You'll be the greatest marketer in the world. You could be the greatest deliverer. You can have the best software, the best service, the best idea. But if you don't have a way of feeling really natural and being able to make your product or service easy for others to buy from you,
you've got an expensive hobby.
A real problem. So I actually started my training company in 2017 by accident, really. But yeah, look, my philosophy when it comes to sales is to remind everybody we're meant to be easy to buy from. And what's great is, when you find a really natural, congruent way inside of your own skin, if you like, from the inside out, to communicate with others and to find partners and collaborate and be able to just make it easy for somebody to make an informed decision to buy your product or service, then everything else seems to be a little bit lighter, a little bit easier, a little bit better. And my sort of fundamental belief is that when you've got your sales sorted, then you can start to serve lots of other people, make a massive difference on the planet, and by the way, make a little bit of cash along the way, which is not.
And this is the interesting thing, I think, with a lot of people who are in that startup state of mind, in that they will have an idea, a product, good service, something that they can see that is going to help somebody out there, their ideal client, whoever that is. But as soon as money starts to get involved in that conversation, all of a sudden, folks get scared. I've seen this happen time and time again. In fact, I think you and your team have seen me actually do this, like totally jib on myself when it comes to putting a financial value against what it is that we're serving, and then not only putting a financial value against it, asking for that. And I think that strikes fear in a lot of people's heart. It makes people feel icky. The phrase, and you'll hear this time and time again, Matt, which is exactly why I want you to speak to our community. I don't want to feel like a sleazy salesman.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, and by the way, if you feel like that, then it's not a great experience for you.
Yeah.
But also remember, it's not a great experience for them. And if you want to be in service of others, which I do, and I know this community is that, then the least you can do is get yourself organised so that when somebody does show an interest or move towards you on social media, then you don't turn into a puddle, and you've got a structure to take all the pain away from sales. Right. There's 3 things you need to know about sales. Number 1, it's very simply about connecting with what the other person wants,
right?
And really connecting and understanding. That's the first thing. Just commit to understanding what they want. You're not meant to sell something to somebody every time. That's not how it works. That's back in the 70s. Like, you're just meant to find people that actually are at least somewhat interested or could benefit from your product or service. And you do that by connection, not by talking and over-explaining, by asking and listening and understanding. That's the first thing, connection. Like, the more you connect, the more you collect. The more you connect, the more people can move towards you and move away from you. It might be all right. That's the first thing. The second thing is, in the 21st century, you've got to add some compassion in to yourself. Yeah. Like, you've got to stop speaking. You've got to stop assuming. You've got to stop making problems in your head that aren't even there yet. You've got to stop thinking you know what they're thinking. You've got to stop worrying about whether or not you think they can afford it, even if they tell you they can't, because it's their job to tell you they can't, just to ensure they're getting the best deal. Yeah. They're not meant to say, by the way, that's not enough, why don't you double it? They're meant to say, that sounds more than I want to spend. That's what they're meant to say. So, look, the second thing is to be compassionate enough to realise that sometimes a buying decision, look, buyers, we're all buyers, we also have patterns, we have ancient structures that are designed to protect us from being duped and all that stuff. So, like, you've got to be compassionate enough to realise that sometimes making an informed financial decision can require some steps. It does require a process. And I think you've got to be compassionate enough to be the guide, not the person that gets them to do something that they possibly don't want to do.
Right.
Guide them through making an informed decision or not. Remember, if somebody doesn't buy, that's okay.
It's okay if somebody says no. And I think that we get ourselves tied up in, if they say no, that means that they don't like me.
As long as, so there's a couple of things there. Let's just do as long as, right? A couple of things. As long as they're not saying no at the very end when you've served the heck out of them for free for months. So you've got to watch out for the tire kickers and the bloodsuckers.
Yeah.
Because there are some people who just like take all your information, and that's not fair. But remember, you're in control of what information you give and what you don't give. So there's a balance and there's a harmony that you've got to work on. It's called discipline. Quick thing, if people are watching, to write down: you're not meant to solve anything during the sales process.
Right.
The solution comes when they've invested time, money, and energy in your product or service. So I know that people use their heart and they want to demonstrate how amazing they are so that the other person just goes, just give it me. Yeah. But it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So look, it's a bit like, I think the best example I could give, by the way, is like if you go to the doctors, like the doctor doesn't go like, sit down, heart surgery. Don't do that, do they? Or a bomb disposal expert, like, you know, they don't just like run over and diagnose. Here's what I think you should do. They're like, hey, let's gather some information first. Let's find out as much as physically possible.
Let's see what wires we've got going on here. Let's see what, you know.
Like, what do we know about it? Like, when was it like first seen? Who else saw it? Who's been around? Like, we gather information. And look, if you're going to be compassionate, then the thing to do first is to gather and really commit to understanding. Because we don't say exactly what we mean to salespeople. In fact, we don't say exactly what we mean to our loved ones, let alone salespeople. So when a salesperson comes along as a complete stranger, Like, they're not going to tell you the truth. Now, I'm so sorry, not sorry. If that's
we're just going to open it right up there and just like, let's be really, really clear. And this is how we learn. This is how we like, well, let's cut out all the bullshit and let's realize what actually is going on here, right?
What do they really mean? What do they really want? And like, you've got to be compassionate enough to realize that in 21st century, the buyer's experience is actually not that nice anymore. There's lots of sleazebags out there. There's lots of liars and charlatans and cheats. There's people setting up online businesses in their bedroom who are not experts, but they're great at making it look like they're an expert. So the buyer now has naturally got parts of our brain designed to keep us safe.
Yeah.
So be compassionate enough to bear that in mind and gather information first. And look, the last thing you need to know about sales is it's meant to be a conversation between two parties.
Right.
Like, not the big pitch. I don't pitch. I don't do like big pitches and big presentations. What I do is I share helpful information nice and early. I position my fees. I give people opportunity to see the flexibility of it. I just get it all out there in order and sequence and allow the buyer to start to make a really informed, emotional decision.
Yeah.
80% of every sale is an emotion.
Yeah.
20% of it's logic. So don't hold information back. Be conversational. Ask great questions. Listen. Commit to understanding. Use this part of your body, your heart. It's 60 more powerful than your head. Don't
Trying to outwit somebody within a sales conversation to coerce them into buying from you.
do that anymore. It's meant to be two parties coming out the other side even stronger together. You're not meant to one against the other. It's not like that anymore. And I just honestly, if anybody gets anything from this, like, just remember the 3 C's. Like, connect with your audience, connect with people on emails, like, get them off email and speak to them. Connect. Use your voice. Communicate. Put on events. Have a webinar. Like, anything that you can have a two-way conversation. Connect with them. The second thing is be compassionate, right, and really respect the fact that that human being has shown some interest in your product or service, and it's your job to understand what the interest is, and by having the interest, what was the problem? What led them to move towards you in the first place? And what led them to move towards you in the first place, really? That's the critical bit. And then the third and final thing is be conversational. Sorry, not sorry. At some point, you've got to come out from behind your computer screen, from behind email. This part of our body, the larynx, is connected to your heart. It's connected to your soul. It's like you've got to use it. You've got to show up. You've got to bring your personality. Now, if you're an introvert, and that's fine.
Give us a wave, introverts. They won't wave.
You don't have to shout from the rooftops. But what I'm saying is, whatever spiritual energy you choose to operate in, bring it to the party. Right. Allow your personality to thrive. Invite your intuition. Invite your creativity. Invite love. Invite compassion into the conversation nice and early, and really commit to understanding. And those are the 3 things I'm focused on right now with my team.
I love it. I love it. And it does resonate. And like you said, different periods in time have brought different sales techniques, tools, tips and tricks to the table. And just like fashion, they become seasonal. People become wise, I guess, to certain tactics. Actually, if we just bring it back to how we used to do things hundreds and hundreds of years ago, we used to be a community and we used to have people with special skill sets within that community that we needed, because we don't all have areas of all specialism. Once we find the people that we trust that can provide that area of specialism for us, and we talk about it, we let people know about it, we just need to do those 3 things. And I think that we overcomplicate sales, right? We overcomplicate it every single time. And I think that if we just come back to those 3 things, you lot will see just how incredible results that you can yield. And, you know, having had conversations with Matt, knowing his value set, knowing the incredible teacher that he is, we're bringing him to the Be Inspired stage at the end of March. Matt, I'm excited. Are you excited?
Oh, like literally, I really can't. I'm really looking forward to. I've been like checking you out quite a bit recently.
I'm checking you out, baby.
Community, I absolutely love. What I love about it the most is the word love, the word community, the safe space. Like I'm an entrepreneurial human, but actually, like my number one thing is I love people.
Yeah.
So, like if I was an animal, I'd be an octopus with a marble. Like, I'm like, I want to speak to people, I want to get to know people. I'm listening. I do my learning by listening and asking.
Yeah.
I'm looking to gather as much information as I can. And I'm looking to share what I know because I'm passionate about business. I'm passionate about people. I'm really passionate about community. I want to see, like, there's never been a better time to be great at business, but there's never been, like, I don't want my life to be defined by how good I am in business. Like, I want my life to be defined by how good a father I am, how good a human I am, how good a dad I am. And business is just one of the buckets where you can actually like create some amazing things and do some great stuff. And really focus on supporting others and collaborating. I love partnerships. I love growing partnerships. So yeah, can't wait to come and see you.
Amazing. And also, as a little bit of a Brucey bonus for all of you, Matt is going to come on into the hive, just like Andrew and Pete did last week in the Andrew and Pete takeover, and do some or play some little trainings, little tips, little tricks that are going to directly connect you to your sales. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll pop the dates in the hive. But this is not the last that you will see of me and Mr. Elwell in the not too distant future. He's obviously coming to speak at Be Inspired, and there'll be lots more. I have no doubt in my mind in the not too distant as well. Matt, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
And just quickly for everybody listening, like my intention in the community before I come is to actually give you some things that you can use straight away, like things that I use myself every day. Just good language, good questions. Let's get ourselves super organised, and let's see if we can nudge a few sales situations along just a little bit, and let's see if we can serve the world and make a little bit of money along the way. So we can get some smiley faces and make a few pounds as we go in.
Let's do it, and not even a few. Let's see if we can make a lot, because money is not a dirty word, you lot. I will not cease to say that to you all. The more that we've got, the more good that we can do, not just for the world, but for ourselves as well. And that is no bad thing. Matt, you're amazing. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
My pleasure.
So, my lovelies, that was Mr. Matthew Elwell from Elite Closing Academy. Please do go and check him out. Drop him a follow. He's over on LinkedIn. He's over on the Instagram. He's over here on Facebook. You will be seeing him in the hive. He's going to be coming to hang out with us in the hive. He's going to be coming to Be Inspired at the end of March. It is my business as we bring our incredible community together from far and wide to bring all kinds of people from all different kinds of backgrounds, and I am elated to have some good men come and join us in this spot because they are absolutely needed. Right, my darlings, I hope you have a fantastic day. I will see you on Friday for more Showing Up, Wising Up and Rising Up. Let me know how you're getting on with your targets this week. We're doing quite well. So early bird finished last night for tickets to Be Inspired. Tickets are still available. We are almost sold out though. So you need to make sure that if you haven't got your ticket already, go and sort it out. Get your friends together, get a table, split the cost between you. I will be seeing you on Friday for more Showing Up, Wising Up and Rising Up, or you can go and check me out over on the Instagram. Keep up to date with what's going on in my stories. Have a belter of a day. I love you. Tra.